What is up, guys? Team Phils here with another deck profile, and today we're going to take a look at a Shaddoll list. It's more of a pure Shaddoll list, not completely. I'm playing the Magistus engine in here, but it's primarily going to be like super trap heavy. I've been testing out the trap Shaddoll variations, and I think that they're an absolute blast. This is ridiculously fun for me. I've been enjoying it more and more as I've play tested, and I'm finding that most of the time it just beats a lot of the decks in the meta because like the meta isn't great against trap decks. So it's like you can just kind of play over virtual world, which is really cool and pretty important to be able to play through that. And then you have obviously some side deck options that you can utilize against other matchups too. But let's go ahead and hop right into this. It's a pretty good Shaddoll lineup. So we have 3 Wendy, 3 Squamata for the 3 ofs. It's the only Shaddoll monster that we play 3 of. You really don't need anything else. These are perfectly fine the way they are. The 2 ofs, however, we have 2 Beast, 2 Hedgehog, and 2 Aerial. I think that playing 2 of each of these is pretty important. You want to be able to see multiple of them per game and probably resolve multiple of them per game. So having the 2 of each is actually pretty important, and it comes up significantly. Then just for the 1 of, we play 1 Dragon. No Falco. I just, like, Falco's good, but I just don't want to play Falco right now. I don't think that it's worth playing when you have, like, so many ways of utilizing your Shaddoll cards already. So no Falco in this build. Then we play 3 Relona. This card is pretty good, to be honest. I think the Magistus engine is just awesome. Being able to search out a fusion card and not worry about drawing into your Shaddoll fusions is also pretty important. So I really like that card. And then I play just 1 Mathematician. You could play more if you wanted to, but I just wanted to play 1, and honestly 1 is perfectly fine. It's been working actually really well. It's just another normal summon, but you don't use it significantly. Then for some spell cards, we have 3 of each Shaddoll fusion. I think that these are integral to the strategy. Obviously, it kind of sucks that your regular Shaddoll fusion can get hit with Ash, but it doesn't happen that often, so it's kind of nice. Then I play 2 Magistus spells. I play the Invocation and the one that I can't pronounce. I'm going to say it's Verita or Verita. I think 1 of each is okay. If you want to just play 2 of this, you can, but I think that playing 1 of this is still decent. That way you have some variety. Those are all the spell cards, though. Honestly, it's a small spell lineup. It's only 8 cards. And, like, for Shaddolls, that typically is a little, like, weird. But because we're playing so many traps, it supplements for everything. So we're going to hop over into the traps now. I have triple Needle Sealing. This card is bonkers in this deck. The ability to just, you know, have all your Shaddoll monsters set on the field, remain set on the field, but your opponent's board is gone is pretty crazy. It's like a Mirror Force without them attacking. Additionally, with that, we have 3 Torrential Tribute because more board destruction is really good. Torrential also triggers all of your Shaddoll effects, which is nuts. Super powerful. I like that trap lineup. And then for more trap cards, we have Dynamiscus. This is the last 3 of that we play. And Dynamiscus, I think, is a ridiculous card because of the fact that you can banish cards off the field, such as like Golden Lord, or your opponent's Drytron cards. That way they can't like continually use other Drytron cards, which is going to come up. So the Dynamiscus is really good. It's good against almost every single deck, to be perfectly honest. Then the 2 ofs, 2 Ice Dragons for more removal. This card is really good. It also outs Dragoon, which is very important. Then double Trap Trick. I didn't want to play a 3rd, and honestly, if I did play a 3rd, I'd be well over 40 at this point. I wanted to keep the deck at 40 cards. And then for the Shaddoll spell, or the Shaddoll traps, I should say, 1 Resh and 1 Schism. I don't think you need any more than that. It's been working perfectly fine, and if they get rid of the Schism, then you can just add it back off of one of your Shaddoll fusion effects in graveyard, which is pretty good. That's the main deck, though. Should be 40 cards exact. We'll hop on over to the extra deck so I can show you guys the ratios that I'm playing. Ratios are kind of weird on the extra deck only because it's a different Shaddoll variation. Like, it's so trap heavy that you kind of have to play different lineups of cards. So we have triple Construct, and I actually play triple Apcolone. and actually I'm just going to do this because this is a whole lot easier to show you guys, because I'll just explain the entire fusion lineup at once. We have triple window, so I play 3 of each. This is something that, like, normally I would never recommend. It's something that I think in most builds would be improper, but the way that this deck runs, I think that playing 3 of each is great because you actually go through your fusion monsters pretty quickly, and you want to be able to summon them back out as much as possible, and having 3 of each definitely does that. Almost every single game that I've tested, I have gone through all 3 Apocalypse. So just to give you a reference, that's how important the fusions are. And you don't have to worry about playing like the invoked engine and it taking up so much space in your extra deck too, which is nice. Then the Link monsters. For the Link ones, we have 1 controller and one of our Artemis, which is the Magistus Link monster. 1 of each of these is good. You don't have to play multiple Artemis. You can just play 1 and it's there. You can also make this with Mathematician. So if you open up Mathematician and any fusion card, you're good because you can just make a construct, which is pretty cool. Then we have a Cross Sheep and a Nightmare Phoenix for the Link 2s. These are perfect for Link 2s. I don't think you need anything different. They just function the way they should function. And the Cross Sheep is crazy in here, especially with this card, Selene. Selene is ridiculous, and the Selene also helps get you into your access code talker. So the deck is honestly pretty powerful in that aspect, being able to grab cards like this. I really enjoy this engine alongside the Cross Sheep, just getting you into the cards that you need to summon out most. But that is the extra deck. We're going to hop on over to the side. As I always preface in every single one of my videos, the side deck is up for interpretation. It is whatever is, you know, relevant at your guys' local. And personally, from my experience, I think that a lot of my subscribers and watchers more so appreciate the fact that I'm giving them a deck core. I'm not saying you have to play any of these decks this way. This is just the way that I'm showing them to you. That way you get an idea as to how I would build them if I were just starting out, or, you know, just to teach people how to play the deck. So let's hop on to the side deck. We have triple Nibiru and triple Droll and Lockbird for our side decked monsters. I think that having these against the matchups currently in the meta is super important. A lot of people are starting to main deck Droll and Lockbird, which I can agree with. I think that it's a fantastic card to main deck. I just know that considering I'm playing the large trap lineup that I am, that the main deck space for Droll and Lockbirds is almost non-existent unless I were to go pretty far over 40. Then spell cards, we have some backer removal in that of triple Cosmic and 1 Feather Duster. I think that this is a pretty good lineup. If you want to change anything, you could swap the Feather Duster out for literally any other card that you want, but I do like playing the 1 Feather Duster. Then for the last spell card in here, we have double Secret Village, because we are playing like a straight up spellcaster deck. So almost all the time we're going to have a spellcaster on field, which means our opponent is going to be locked out of using spell cards. And in some matchups, that's going to be pretty important. So keep in mind that Secret Village is super powerful. And then the last card that we play is a trap card to side in against typically Drytron. The Transmigration Prophecy is a great card against Drytron. Basically shuffle their cards back and then their Ben 10 won't trigger, which is crazy. So you could side in like your Transmigration and Droll against Drytron and probably have an even better matchup against it, which is pretty nuts. The only other card that you can consider side decking, like let's say you didn't want to play Secret Village and Harpy's Feather Duster, you could play like Solemn Strike in the side deck for when you know you're going first, or when you're going to need just a bunch of Solemn Strikes, and that'll be helpful as well. So keep in mind those are a large amount of options that you do have. That, however, does round up the side deck, which basically is going to bring the Shaddoll deck profile to a close. That is the main side and extra. It's 40 card main, and it's functioning currently extremely well. I'm enjoying the way the deck plays. It's very laid back and relaxed. There's not an excessive amount of thinking. And the cool part is about this deck, and this is like a special announcement if anyone is interested, the channel, my channel, not just any channel, my channel specifically, is going to be getting a cool little series hopefully pretty soon, as long as I can pick up what I need. I am going to start doing a budget like series where I play with like budget decks, and I take, you know, a budget deck to locals. So I'm probably going to do something similar to what Pack is doing on his channel. I'm going to start with Shaddolls, and then I'm going to put in like $10 a week, and essentially like just build the deck up from there and see how it goes. And I'm thinking Shaddoll's is probably the route. So if you guys want to see that, give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you think of that idea, as well as the deck profile today. So the goal is basically going to be to try and get towards a deck that looks partially similar to this by the time I'm done, you know, everything is said and done. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you're not subscribed already, please smash that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. It is significantly appreciated. We're growing in subscribers. We're just shy of 600, so let's hit that 600 mark within like the next month. So we'll just say by the end of February, let's try and hit that 600 mark. But for right now, this is Team Yugi Feels signing out.